Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? I want to pull a quick 4 cards, probably, maybe 3, on the energies around us right now. It's interesting because between the planetary alignment and the new moon, there's a lot of stirring, and that's the only word I can really think of. There's a lot of stirring happening, a lot of stirring up old feelings, stirring up old, well, let me put it this way. So if you've been having weird dreams lately, one thing this energy is doing is getting into our subconscious the best way it can through dreaming, and really just scraping the crap out of the bottom of the subconscious bowl that we have. And so you might dream about people you haven't thought of in years. You might have nightmares when you usually don't have nightmares. There's a lot of this scraping the last remnants of situations and this residual goo that's left in your subconscious, particularly about people and in relationships, but also just sort of about your passions and your dreams, and even what you thought you were going to be when you were a little kid, right? There's this goo left over from those tendencies that came about because of a relationship or a thought. Okay, so that being said, the Queen of Cups is on the bottom. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, sorry, it's a little crooked, isn't it? Let's draw one more just for good measure. Yeah. Speak about for good measure. It's the sort of one-off card in this deck that's a new card that doesn't exist in the regular major arcana or the different suits. So awakening. Yeah, and very much I'm getting this sort of awakening from a dream type. Listen, it can be scary. It can be really scary. For example, if you had a really tumultuous relationship with an ex-partner, and even if it was really sort of dangerous to you, and you think you're over it, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pops this dream that they're very much like in your face, and it's in a context that you'd never imagined before. Well, don't get disheartened. It's not your subconscious telling you that you haven't worked through it. It's your subconscious sweeping the last little goo of of glue that's keeping you in this situation or with this relationship in a subconscious way, whether it's a way that someone groomed you or whether it was a way that someone controlled you, manipulated you. However, it's a good sign, okay? Don't take it bad. If you're having all of a sudden nightmares about an ex, hopefully it's just one. If it's more than one, I would really look at it. But if you're having a lot of just one-off dreams, it's okay. It's scraping the bottom of that subconscious, getting all the gunk out. Like if you go to a dentist, I hope you do, when you go to a dentist and you get a real deep cleaning and they scrape off all the tartar, that's what this energy is doing to your subconscious, giving it just this real deep clean and getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't belong there. Okay. All right. So that being said, we've got the 8 of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And we've got the 5 of Pentacles. you know, and I am going to need some more clarification on this, because that's a lot of burden of material. That's a lot of burden of business success, your job. This is a, you know, this is a lot. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? So the Eight of Pentacles comes to us when we've really done a good job of fighting for what we want, for the career or the job or the business or the material possessions that we wanted, that we dreamed about, and we've worked hard. But this is that last little push that we need to take to, for this example, to build the rest of that wall, to work to one more big idea. This is that last little push, that last little hard effort, that labor that we need before we find success. And then it elevates to the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles can be a little bit impetuous, a little bit of fool's gold type following, like almost a little too adventurous in terms of, well, let's go over here. It's very much like Page of Pentacles is like a Christopher Columbus type energy, you know. He goes out searching for one thing and he finds something else. Yeah, that's the nicest way I can put it. So, okay, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. On the bottom, we have the Five of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Lovers. Dang. You know, I really didn't want this to be about romance per se, but that's what seems to happen when I don't look for things, just like that Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there's, man, it's slow going, y'all. It's slow going. In this energy, work on yourself. There's an energy that very much wants to come towards you, but they can't right now. They just can't. I think they're going about it very slow and deliberately, and we've talked about this many times, but you'll see how the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune, they have such similar iconography in this bird with eyeballs in the wings. Well, this particular Lovers card is pretty interesting too. It does make me think about a third party, and it does make me wonder. Yeah. Okay, so listen, this is not really you, and you know how I was thinking this is dreaming, this is interesting, I don't really get it yet, I have to pull cards. Well, this is why, because it's not you, and I really wanted the universe to pull something on you, but it's not. This is someone that is attached to you. This is someone that is attached to you that is distracting themselves with work, especially right now. Right now is an incredibly important time for them to distract themselves with work. And that's fine. That's fine. If you know, I mean, listen, I can't argue with that. Distract yourself with work. But what I'm saying to you is, if you're in the position where you're waiting for someone who is intentionally distracting themselves from you with work, I just wonder, like, I think maybe you could look at what else do you have going on? How else could you work towards your highest and best self? So there's this little plan and dream and this sort of fantasy that they have that they will find the right time to come forward, but this isn't it. I don't know. Are y'all going to be 100 years old by the time that happens? I mean, I think it's just nonsense. Because we've talked about this energy before. And this is the same energy that comes in for me that has this, that's such an idiot and thinks that they can't have both a relationship and work, or both a relationship and a family. Like, they don't realize that the right person just super speeds any dreams that they were trying to manifest. It accelerates their success to have their soulmate with them. And that's unfortunately one lesson that, you know, some of them will not learn in this lifetime. I'm sorry to say. But you know that, and you can't, like, you know, lock anybody up and make the right decision no matter what the universe tells them. You know, they're going to have their free will, and they're also going to have a lot of controlling voices outside of themselves, maybe even people they grew up with or people that they know. This person is pretty influenced by others as well, if this is the same energy that I've been pulling on. All right, so 8 of Cups is Page of Pentacles. This card is more likely connected with you. Yeah. And another Knight of Pentacles. And yeah, okay. So that's hilarious. Is that like, and okay. So 8 of Cups. You've built something, right? You've put a lot of time and energy into something. You've pined and wished for and tried to manifest and put all your energy into this something, whether it comes true or whether you think it's already true and you just want to hold on to it, whatever the case. 8 of Cups is us realizing that what we've put our time and energy in perhaps isn't worth the conclusion anymore. Like, it's time. It could be a passion, it could be a person, but it in this case it's kind of this person sometimes, I think, for some of you. Realize, hey, this isn't working for me. I'm walking away. And it takes a lot of courage to walk away. The 8 of Cups takes a lot of courage to walk away and to go forward. But that's the evolution of that, is the 9 of Cups. So it takes both. That's not 8 of Cups is part of that shadow side, is where we make decisions and then we go into the 9 of Cups and we process those and we understand what they were all about. But it's a very conscious and deliberate move away from something that we spent a lot of time on, is the 8 of Cups. So again, Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I think there's a certain way in which you might have been fooling yourself, if that resonates at all. And now that you've become more aware of it, it's been slow going, but now that you've become more aware of it, it's easier to take that walk away. And it's almost like the universe is like, yeah, you've done your best. If they can't figure it out, you've done your best, and you're going to get rewarded for it. You're going to get your 9 of Cups. Let's see why the 5 of freaking Pentacles is here. That was a very unenthusiastic fly out, so I'm not counting it. It's weird energy, I'm telling you. I don't like it personally. I'm really sensitive to it. I hope that y'all are faring better in this, but between a combination of cloudy skies and stuff and then this energy, it's rough. Don't be afraid to like have your very quiet moments. Don't be afraid to cry in this energy. That's another good thing. Scraping all that subconscious goo from your from your soul is really in physical form. It's crying, right? So don't get too pent up and allow yourself to do the somatic response. Oh my. Okay. Five of Pentacles. There's something about there's something about that innkeeper. I don't know. Oh yeah, I know what this is. Yeah. Yep. Three of Swords. I know exactly what this is. Yep. 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 I mean, what in the hell? But if this isn't your first time here, you know that this happens literally every time I pull cards. We have these cycles and we have these feedback loops. So as you might imagine, we're back on this shit again. So I said I knew this card and I knew what this was because this one, especially this Five of Pentacles, is all about the victim. This is literally the victim card. So listen, your person might also be telling other people about your relationship, or the relationship that you should have had, or the relationship that he wanted, she wanted, they wanted. But it's so sad because they're really pulling out all the stops in terms of how they were misunderstood and how they, oh man, whoever they're telling about this connection, about y'all, I feel sorry for them because it's such a load of bullshit. It's all, oh my gosh, my heart is broken. My heart has been broken so many times. Like, and now this person doesn't understand me, doesn't accept me. And they're like, seriously, I can literally hear this conversation. And of course, their person, probably someone who might even be trying to control them, is like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. They're awful. Meanwhile, they do not feel like that at all towards you. No, they really don't. They're just saying that so that they can have that self-righteousness about the connection. If they did something wrong, for example, if they let you down, if there was a betrayal, then they can really justify it now by telling other people, oh yeah. And then they start to believe their own bullshit. Oh yeah, this person who watches Rose's tarot, they don't even, they don't understand. They didn't give me any grace. They didn't give me any compassion. And they've been, I just don't understand why, but they broke my heart again, and everybody breaks my heart, blah, blah, blah. Is victim, victim, victim. When really they still feel that love towards you. Absolutely. They still, if they had a choice and there were no repercussions in their own mind, right? Because they are only in their own mind. But if all of those filters dropped from them for some reason, they would pick you in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It'd be like, no, not even a question. Like, y'all are already together in the 5D, whatever timeline, wherever you go when you dream about them, you're already together. It's just this one. Oh boy. I don't know that you even want to be with this person in this timeline, honestly. Like, skip to another timeline, another dimension where maybe they're not such a, yeah. Okay. No, I mean, these are all things, that we all do, right? Like, if we get into an argument, to play devil's advocate, literally, for them. like when we get into disagreements with people and somebody said, hey, what happened with your friend Bill? And it'd be like, oh, well, Bill just doesn't understand. And I just want to do this and Bill wants to do that. And Bill's over here and he just wants to do his own thing. Well, that could be completely manipulating and taking out of context the argument, the situation, the arrangement, the connection. But we all do it, is my point. And to a certain extent, right? Because we all have how the story is viewed through our perspective. And then we all do this. We all distract ourselves with work. Now, hopefully, we just distract ourselves with work just enough to, number one, make sure that we are working and we get our bills paid. But number two, to sort of ease the burden. Because a lot of times when we're going through grief or when we're going through heartbreak, it can be really sort of a relief to focus on something else for a little while. And then when we come back to it, it feels a little softer. It doesn't feel so raw sometimes, especially after a while. Anyway, what I'm saying is what they're doing is very human. It is. But I don't like the extent of this victimhood. I think it's childish, especially when you look at how much they actually love you and how much they actually care about you. And at this point, I'm not even sure you might believe that they still love you, but I'm feeling a lot of this over here, and I think your energy is like cutting them out. Okay, awakening. Why is the awakening card here? We want to, of course, give people compassion and grace and second chances and the ability to rebuild. And we want to give them encouragement to follow their dreams, encouragement to work. And if they don't have enough time to see us because they have to work, of course, we want to be understanding. But then we have to really look at the details. We have to look at the details, and we have to look at if it's literally acceptable to us. Because time and time again, you see a person who makes a choice to spend a minimal amount of time with one person, and then they find someone else, and suddenly they're free every single weekend. You see what I'm saying? They might love you, it's just the circumstances don't add up, and then you have to be the one to make a decision. You know what I mean? All right, Seven of Swords. Interesting. That's about those dreams, right? The Seven of Swords and awakening. Eight of Swords. The Two of Wands. You're dreaming about some big fat wands. And the Five of Swords again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would love to say that this is them. But I don't think so. So, listen. This energy allows you to pull out any decision that you want, as long as it's passionate and as long as it's forward movement. So, very carefully, if you want to reach out to this person and let them know exactly how you feel, and with care, compassion, understanding, a kind heart, tell them how you feel, and tell them what you think about this. Okay, that's movement forward. That's a decision, that direction. I'm not saying that it's going to turn out that they're going to come back and say, oh, I loved that. I think actually we should probably be together. Let's buy a house and have kids. No. And on the alternate side, you could decide, oh, well, actually, I never want anything to do with them again. And I'm making a passionate forward movement away. 8 broken cups away. Either one is going to work out for you in the end. Either one. If it's what you need. If you need one more, reach out to this person and say, hey, let them know how you feel. I really want to talk to you. I'm having concerns. I really would like to spend some time with you. If you want to reach out to them with that motivation and that forward movement, great. It might not turn out to be anything other than more of this. I'm really too busy. I'm too busy to get together. Okay, then. There's your answer. And just keep moving forward. But one case out of 100, though, might be, you know what, you're right. Absolutely, let's get together. But then keep in mind, then what happens, right? Yeah. I think it's either way, as long as you're making passionate forward movement, as long as you're exposing the 8 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords, as long as you're really pulling the rug out from under from any misconceptions, as long as you're leading with honesty, that's either way. Anyway, either way, all ways that you go about this is going to work out for you. I don't know about them, but it's going to work out for you if you're watching this. So keep that in mind. Take what resonates. I hope this helps somebody. But also remember that there are no tarot readings that come out of a vacuum. So any reading is influenced by the reader as well as the time in which it's pulled. So it's important to keep that in mind too. Thanks, guys.